Okay, hey guys, today we're gonna go remove this rocker guard vinyl. This car has 140,000 miles on it. It's around 14 years old, 15 years old. So I'm gonna show you how to remove this and put a new one on. Let's go. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is just wash the area down with some soap and water. Okay, get a lot of the surface grime and contaminants off. Don't worry about doing this perfectly because we're gonna polish the car later. So just get a rough little wash. Okay. All right. Okay, so the two critical tools you're gonna need for this job are a steamer. I got a Widener steamer, I'll link in the description below, as well as a plastic chisel. So what we're gonna do is take your steamer, fill it with distilled water, let it heat up for 10 minutes. And you're gonna heat up the area. So we're gonna go in passes. Start from top to bottom. So heat up the top. Your first pass. And you're gonna see here, coming close. You see how that PPF starts to peel right up right there? You're gonna get one line. So what I like to do as well is get the steamer and front run the chisel. So as the chisel's going, and towards the edge, slow down. And all this stuff's gonna crack all off. So we're gonna do layers. We're gonna do 1, 2, until you get to the very bottom. And again, the first thing you're gonna do, steam the entire area, come back with your chisel, and then front run the chisel all the way over, work that all the way down, and I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay, so we just went line by line here, an inch at a time. And the reason why we did this, again, like this rocker guard here was pretty much all cracked and whatnot. So peeling off in one sheet was not an option. So you probably saw in the time lapse how we worked down here line by line. So all we're left with right now is you've got a few rogue spots of maybe some film left on there. So at this point, we're going to move on to the Goo Gone soaking of the entire section here. Okay, so I gave this a quick wipe with some IPA. You can see all this glue is still on here. So next thing we're going to do, spray this with all Goo Gone. Don't be afraid of spraying it. Now we're gonna walk away and let it sit here for maybe 5 to 10 minutes and let it work in. Okay, so we've been letting this Goo Gone sit here for probably 10 to 15 minutes. The longer the better at this point, honestly. So now we're gonna take our plastic chisel and we are going to run down where all this adhesive was. And you can see how it's actually coming off very well. So do this. Might get some tough spots. Okay. So once again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run down every layer of the width of this chisel here until we get this first pass done. Okay, now that we've scraped the first layer of glue off, I'm gonna hit it real quick with a quick pressure wash of some hot water. Okay, and now I'm gonna take some isopropyl alcohol, spray it, quick wipe and see what we got left. Okay, so we got a lot left. So what I'll do now is rehit it with some Goo Gone. And we'll do this all over again for round 2. So we'll let this sit up for a little bit, and we'll come back to it maybe 15 minutes later. All right, so I've let this Goo Gone sit on here for another 15 minutes, so now we're gonna do our second scraping. All right, so these are results after our second use of the Goo Gone. You can still see some stuff up here. We're starting to be able to see through into the paint. So at this point, I would do one more step of the Goo Gone. So what we'll do is we'll spray it on here one more time. We're gonna let that sit for 15 minutes. We're gonna do it all over again. All right, so by this point, we have gone over the vinyl here probably 3 times with the Goo Gone using the plastic chisel. So we're gonna use some IPA and a microfiber and just wipe down, see what we're left with. Okay. And there's still a bit left here. So at this point, what I would recommend doing is taking a white rag, give it a few spritz of the Goo Gone, try to attack the areas kind of like one by one in sections and rub with the white cloth, and see if you can get it out. So to help speed up this process of getting a lot of this adhesive off here, what I'm going to do, wipe this down with some IPA first, and I'm going to grab clay bar. I'm going to use some quick detailer, spray my clay bar. So right now what I want to do is just decontaminate the surface of any imperfections, maybe like some small sand particles are in the paint. So I want to lift out any particles that are in the paint because we're about to polish the surface here. So again, some more quick detailer. We're going to use our clay bar. And once you feel like the surface isn't making any more noise as you rub the clay over it, you know that we're ready for the polish. So this sounds pretty good. So the last thing we want to do is when we go to polish this paint is to introduce any surface contamination. And even with the clay bar right there, you know, you can see that we're starting to remove a lot of that adhesive. There's still some, down there. So what I want to do at this point is take a wool pad and use some ultra cut compound. This is Meguiar's 105. I'm going to add some to my pad here. And I'm going to just, on a low speed setting, start to spread it. And we're going to move it to a high speed. fiber and some IPA. Give it a wipe. All right. Okay. All right. That's a result. Bring the camera in here. All right, look at that. At this point, you can do a second stage polish on this if you would like. Or at that point, you can put the new sticker on the car, or if you want to just leave the car polished, you would be done. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something in this video today. I'll leave all the links to every product I used in this video in the description below. And if you have any questions at all, please shoot a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.